Just wanted to say hi. We're on our fourth set of 10 on the first box, and I already pulled out some of the crappy coins. And as I was doing that, I was pulling out some wheat pennies I spotted. So just in this set of 10, we already got 5 wheat pennies. So that's going to bring us up to 15. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. So let's see what we got here. Got a 45. That's the third 45 we got. Got a 45D. That's the first 45D. The other ones are just plain 45s. This is a 44D, and that's the third 44D. And then we got a 1937P. Can't get mad at that. That's this one right here, 1937P. Gotta like that. Alright, let's see what's this one. And this one's a 52D. Only the third 50 that we got so far. Let me put my license pinwheels where they go. There you go. Up there. And let's get moving on. I got a couple 22s, so I'm gonna see if we get an extra V. Nope, not there. No split head. No strike throws. No die clash. No split head. No extra V that I can see. That's not a V. That's not a double I. No star fuse. No con clash. Okay, moving on. Okay, to the copper we go, guys. Let's get in this. We're going fishing. We going fishing for copper. Corn copper fishing. I don't know, I'm a word guide. What can I say? Comes with the territory. You know that people for Iowa gotta be corny. Ha ha ha. Come on, I just made that up. That's pretty good. Give me at least a laugh. Or maybe with some thumbs up. That'd be cool. Maybe give me a thumbs up. Anybody in here? How about you say hi? I'm gone out. There we go. Alright, here I am. There. I'm here. So some other people come in and say hi. And I'd love you to subscribe. I try to teach people things, and I try to give away things, and just try to be a good guy. So I'm always looking for new friends. So don't be shy and say hi, and come on in and join the circle. And we'll learn together, and if you got questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can. I don't know everything about pennies, but I know a lot. I'm not always right, but I'm not always wrong either. I'd rather tell you got something and to get a second opinion than to lie to you and say, no, you don't got something, I buy it from you, or something stupid like that. There's so many flim-flam men out there and rip-off artists. I can't stand people like that, and that's just not what I'm about. I like kind people. I like people that try to be like me. And I just if you see me at auctions and stuff, you usually see me buying stuff for somebody else or giving away stuff because it's important. You try to make somebody's day. It doesn't take that much to be kind, but you know what? Sure makes a big difference in the world. Just the smallest of things, if somebody's not feeling well, let them know you care. Stop by, get them a meal or something, order them DoorDash, or bring them a meal yourself. Just small little acts of love and kindness, that's what this world needs. We don't need to worry about who's what. I don't care if you're Republican or a Democrat or what. I just know that I want to be on the side of God. I want you all to be on the side of God. That's what's important. So, no matter what's going on in the world, love your neighbor like you love yourself. That's going to be okay. Follow the scripture, everything's going to be okay. God promises it, and I believe it. So, as my mom always would say, and that sells it. My mom's who I love her. Kind of neat salvation story between my mother and I. I was raised as a Catholic and went to catechism and was confirmed and a Catholic and got baptized a Catholic and but I really didn't know God until I went to a small little Baptist church, and the guy took me there. Believe it or not, I've said many times, even though a lot of people don't believe it, but Frank Fritz was my best friend, or one of my best friends growing up, and we used to be together every day until about 17 when he had to go to a different high school. And then we kind of didn't hang out anymore, but we used to be foosball partners, and we used to ride motorcycles together, and we used to trade beer cans together. And another thing we used to do is we used to go on the golf course, and we'd wade in the creeks, and we'd get golf balls and make money. Frank was always about making money when we were kids. He always had some angle, let's go do this, let's go do that, and, we had a lot of good times with Frank. Fishing on the Mississippi River and just did a lot of stuff with him and his stepdad and his mom, Pam. She was a great gal. I saw her with Sue, not Pam. She's a great gal. It's been so many years since she's passed, and Dick Zerby was a great guy. That was Frank's stepdad. Diane Bankston that Frank ended up marrying. Well, she lived 2 blocks down the street from me, and he used to come over to my house because he had a crush on her. But yeah, we all used to hang out together, playing foosball and pool and you name it. We were terrorizing Davenport and Bettendorf together. As they say in memes, if our parents ever knew how far we went on bicycles, they would have grounded us forever. if that ain't the truth. We'd ride miles, I mean, just serious miles, chasing girls. We'd always be in the skating rinks and the discos and you name it. We were out there and chasing after the girls when we were young. Grew up in great time, that's for sure. Got to see all the good rock bands before they got crappy. Crappie, not crappy. I still listen to some good rock and roll. I try to watch what the lyrics say, though. I kind of hung up on stuff that's anti-Christ. I guard my ears and my soul and my heart, as we're supposed to. Because believe it or not, there is witchcraft in music. And if you don't believe that, I'm sorry. All I can do is say you need to research a little deeper than you've been. It's a dark world, what's going on right now. My prayers mainly stay with the children all the time. I'm a prayer warrior for children. They're constantly on my mind. They're being exploited and abused and cannibalized and tortured, so many things. Gosh, I'll just keep my mouth shut and we'll start getting problems. Don't want to offend the YouTube sayers, Good, my brother. Good to see you, brother. How you doing, man? I was looking for something to buy for you today at the auction. I just couldn't figure out what to get you. I almost got you that 70 Canadian set. I knew I was getting the 60 D roll for Polly because that's just the way I am. But you got something come from me too, brother. Thanks for coming in and tuning in. I appreciate it. Right now we're, let's see, 2, 4, that's 10, 14, 15 wheat pennies right now. 15 wheat pennies, 3 Canadians, and 8 bicentennials. So not bad, I can't complain. Our copper is holding up again. I don't think I'm gonna see any more pop out of this set right here, but still got 10 more rolls to go. And oh, nice. Oh, that's a bummer that you missed the Oscar. Yeah, I was wondering where you were at. But yeah, I had a few things that I thought about buying for you. I didn't want to go over the other people are trying to get stuff. So, but yeah, I got Polly that roll of 60 Ds, and I almost bought you those Canadian sets, but I didn't really know what you collected, So, but you got something come from me anyway. One of these days. That's just the way it is. So, chopping wood, that's no fun. I had a buddy of mine, he said one day, he he got off work from doing concrete, and he says, what you doing this afternoon? I said, oh, nothing, I was wanting to go fishing. He says, I know a really good fishing pond. And I says, if you help me chop this lumber, chop this wood, we'll go fishing after we're done. Well, after we proceeded to chop and saw by hand 4 quarts of wood, we went fishing. He lay down and fell asleep, and he bought a 12 pack of beer, and I think I took one drink off the beer, and I lay down and fell asleep right beside him. We were wiped out, man. Let me tell you what, that's some tough work there. All respect to the people that cut wood, but hey, if you got if that's the way you keep one, that's great. That's awesome. Sorry that you missed it though. Yeah, it was a good one. With a lot of people in there today. I'm gonna show a couple cool finds later. Um, it'll probably be tomorrow morning before I do that. I still got this last 10. Well, you know what I'll probably do is this last 10 rolls. But I got a couple double dies that I got out of the last box that I was gonna share with people that they're pretty nice. Let's just say there's a little bit of money there. I might have Joe grade one of them, or get it graded for me. I don't know yet. It all depends. I haven't even ID'd it yet for sure to make sure which one it is, but I know I got a couple double dies. Anyway, I'll come up here in a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Them hydraulic splitters are pretty neat. I seen where they got the ones that got the quad heads and splits it into four. That's awesome. And then they put it back through and it does it again. It's like, man, that takes all the work out of it. But yeah, we were Maddox and Wedge and axe all by hand. And it was first we did a red oak, and then we had some hickory that we cut up for smoking food, for the smoker. So that had to be cut up really small, and then you had some dang hedgewood that you want to cut up for the same. And man, I tell you what, hedgewood is tough as nails, man. Oh my gosh. But it does put a great smoke in your meat. I was surprised at that. It tastes really good. Most people go with hickory and mesquite. I prefer apple myself, but I've had all kinds. Just being a fat guy, I've always liked my barbecue. I'm kind of allergic to that doggone hydraulic fluid. We'd have skid steer hoses bust on it. I'd be operating and all that stuff and hit you in the face and spray all you. Oh man, make me itch and boil and break out. My brother couldn't have that stuff on his hand for 5 minutes and he would be breaking out. He was really allergic to it. Good old German blood. We're all allergic to something, I guess. I don't know. That's what I've been told by my relatives. 61. I think I'm gonna spot all the wheat pennies out of this group. When I go through, I'm pretty observant, but sometimes they do sneak by. I like when I find one and they surprise me. There's a 97D, 75. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. get rid of some of this fluff here. 13s and 17s. A lot of 17s right here for someone. There's 22, 97. Take the back of that. It's 2001, 2005, 81, 79, 2 80, 88, 2009. There is the double die obverse on the president or on the professional live. Don't know if people know about that or not, but just want to mention that. And what you're looking is the whole profile along here, and then you want to look at your words. You especially want to look for doubling in the trees right through here. And your biggest show is your F will show a really good split in the F. And there's a pretty good split in the A over here too, but that's the double die for the not obverse, double die reverse for that. 94D is nothing D, 95. I'm not kidding, boy. That Canadian fire's got my eyes just watering like you wouldn't believe. I was saying don't flush. I was just kidding about that, but good Lord, you guys can quit burning this crap up there. That's for sure. Bit smoky down here. All the way down to Iowa. And you know what Iowa means? Out of the way. We're not close to anything but the heartland. There's a 90D. I got Ray Way. Let's go do it right now. .49, just like I knew, off. One of these days I'll hit it. Yeah, I love Applewood, and you bet. I'll tell you what, that's also a place to look for mushrooms too. Right where you cut down that apple tree, go back and look the next year and see if you find the merle mushrooms. That's the whole secret from Grandpa Tim. That's where you find a whole bunch of old mushrooms is in old apple orchards that have been let go back to the wild. Stuff like that. Oh my gosh, that's the gold mine. Not everybody knows about that. Very few people know about sugar maples too, but sugar maples every 3 years bloom morels really hard. But it's only every 3 years. They can bloom every year, but it won't be a hard bloom, but every 3 years. I've been hunting the same 3 maple trees for, I don't know, maybe 11 years. And I'm here to tell you that they have produced very well. You just gotta know what year, catch the right year, and you'll be on schedule. But like I said, the sugar maples, if you don't know what a sugar maple looks like look for your maple leaves that have really, really sharp, long points. Those are sugar maples. The other ones are wide open, look like just like not really a clover leaf, but more like a sycamore leaf, or a elm tree leaf, or anything like that. It's not that type. It's the other type. They got have really, really, really sharp points on their leaves, and it's not the Japanese variety. But even though the Japanese variety that people use for landscaping, those will hold emerald mushrooms too. Just so you know. We've hunted people's front yards for morels here in many years. They have old dead trees, in their yards. You just walk by and their morels are just growing right there. And a lot of people don't even care. They're just oblivious to how good they are. It's like you gotta be joking. I get lots of golden oysters up here too. Get a lot of those. I don't really hunt the winter mushrooms, but I should start because we got a lot of good area up here by the Mississippi River. Seems we always got a lot of good copper too. I don't know why that is, but the copper seems to settle in around this area for some reason. That's all right by me. Not complaining one bit. Getting right down to the skinny ace. Smooth some of the stuff there. That's 81, don't need him. 18, 19, 17, 2006, 92, 73, 81. Oh, yeah, applewood around here goes for good money. You had it added in a pepper, you wouldn't have no problem getting rid of it. Trust me. People like it. People like to barbecue in Iowa. A lot of people talk all about Kentucky bourbon, and they talk about, the southern barbecue and that, and y'all should come to Iowa sometime. You might know a thing or two about cooking up here where it's raised. If you want to know where to eat, follow the fat guy. He'll show you. Well, come on, Box. You got all quiet on me all of a sudden. Not seeing anything. Nada. No es bueno. No, well. $17p. I like being a widow. Love my grandkids. They make the world go round. That and love. Grandkids are love, though, to me anyway. 72P, 83, 5 and still wanting more. And we'll take as many as we get. My son-in-law is looking at adopting another child, so looks like I'm gonna get 6 for sure, at least. In my biological son, he's gonna have a baby. He wants one anyway. Yeah, I'll tell you, Gary. I used to have good eyes. Uh, I don't want to brag, but I mean, honestly, we'd be driving down the interstate at 7 miles an hour, and I'd spot a dang pheasant hiding in a cone row way out in the field. My dad would always slam on the brakes because he knew I wasn't wrong. I just had eyes like a fox, and I don't know why, but I did. But yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. I actually got one little blonde spot runs through one of my eyes. It makes it hard for me to. I got to turn the cone just to see it, but it's all about repetition. I used to work in the factory, so I got good with my fingers, and I was ambidextrous until I had my stroke. But as a matter of fact, I golf backwards. I'm left-handed and golf backwards. But crazy thing is, I'm no good at, or I'm good at, but I don't do it. I can hit a 9-iron over 250 yards, and I've proved it on a driving course. People think I'm nuts when I say that. But the thing is, I top everything else, and I'm terrible with the wood. It's like I never hit it square. But for some reason, with 9-iron, I can beat the crap out of a ball. But I used to be a pretty good baseball player. I was a pitcher. I'm left-handed, so that helps me with my stroke. But I was a good pitcher and hitter, so I was first baseman, and I had 84-mile-an-hour curveball that the drop was from your shoulders to your knees. So I had about a 5-foot drop, and that was at 16. I threw my arm out throwing junk. I ruined my arm. I was warned about throwing junk early, and I ignored my coach, and I kept on doing it, and I messed up the tendons in my shoulders and in my elbow. I also went on to be a heavyweight champion arm wrestler for left hand, but their days are long gone. Back in the glory days, I could put more than 500 pounds up off the bench. Me no so strong no more. That is back when I had to turn sideways to go through the door. I'm just kidding, it wasn't that big. I used to hunt 10 boxes a week, Gary, and I just got to the point I just couldn't do it anymore. It's just too much to grind. But the more you do it, the better you get, and the really important thing is having the light. If you got the right light and to get the right angle, it speeds you up. That's, I think, an 89D limit. Yeah, that's not 3-punch mark I want. 87D. Look at this one too. That one's all messed up. That's a 3-punch mark, but somebody beat on it, so it's not worth anything. Hate it when people do that stuff, but it happens. So that's gonna do it for that set of 10. We got 10 more to go, guys. And that's going to do it for this box. And then I'm going to show some special finds. So thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like button. I'll be back in a few minutes as soon as I get that next 10 rolls open up. Thanks a lot. Love you. Bye.